Yo, what up? It's AaroniMoses, and this is a jail story, man. I want to tell you guys a reason why you should not go to jail, especially if you're a leader and you're not a follower. This is a story of a guy named Shaft that was in jail with me during my last time I went in Cook County Jail. Now, Shaft was a 35-year-old man who had never been to jail before, who never been to Cook County Jail before, and he had a pipe case. He got charged. Well, he was being accused of having possession of an illegal firearm. And this is what happened to Shaft. One day, okay, no. I'm gonna tell it like this. Okay, so Shaft came into jail one day. I believe it was within that first week that I had been on that deck, right? Now we slept in dorms, so it's a 70 by 20 area with 42 bunk beds. No, not 42. 22 bunk beds, all within arm's length of each other, right? And my space, of course, because I manifested it, was in the back corner near the window, and Shaft's bunk was to the right of mine, arm's length, and in front of me, to my feet, at my feet, there was about another arm's length space. There was a gentleman named Frank who slept right there. Now, Frank is a guy who was 5'6", about 130 pounds, 45, around my mom's age, and was a seasoned veteran at being institutionalized, right? He had been in and out of jail and prison since 1992 and had only spent 2 years of his whole criminal career free in the free world. So that means from 1992 to 2018, he had only been free 2 years because he had been in and out of jail because he was a gangbanger. Frank was a big gangbanger, right? Gangbanger. I'm not going to give you too many details about that situation. Now, what had happened was Shaft is about 6'2", about 215, 220, 230, right? So when Shaft entered jail, they neglected to give him a full roll of toilet tissue. Now, when you go to Cook County Jail, they give you a full roll of tissue, which should last you a little bit more than a week. They give you a little toothbrush, soap, towels, two towels, a towel to wash your body and a towel to dry your body, right? But this day, they did not give Shaft a full roll of toilet paper. So he walks up to Frank's bunk and he grabs the tissue like this. He says, "Hey man, can I get this toilet paper? I ran out." And Frank, I was sitting on the floor meditating, and I looked up, and Frank said, "You need to ask the police. That's their job." And he was like, "Bro, but you got like 3 rolls." And he was like, "I don't care what I got. That's not my job. You need to ask the police. They give you toilet paper." And he was like, "I already asked them. They said they'll give me tissue tomorrow. They said it's tissue tomorrow. They're not just about to go get some for me." And he was like, "I don't know what to tell you, man." And he walked up, Shaft put the tissue down and got some tissue, went to the bathroom. So Frank walks up to me and he says, "Hey man, you just seen how that nigga tried me like that?" And I was like, "No, what did he do?" And of course, I'm not a jailbird like you guys think, so I didn't peep every little piece of, what he was doing. He said, "Look, he walked up and did just like this. Hey, bro, you think I can get this?" He was trying to muscle me, man. He was trying to move on me. That's called preying on the weak. I don't like that. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. And he was like, "Nah, I got something for his ass." So Shaft comes back from the bathroom, and he was like, "Hey, man, I don't appreciate that bitch ass shit you did." And Shaft goes, "Man, hey, bro, miss me with that, man. Miss me with that." And he was like, "Nah, man, I'm trying to tell you, bro. That's preying on the weak. You a bully, man." And he was like, "What, you want something? So you talking, what, you want something?" And They went, okay, I'm this way, I'm facing this way, and they were this way. So I'm trying to not look. I didn't really want to look because you know how people are. The bigger the audience, the more likely that people are to jump out of their character. I know this. So I wasn't giving it, I'm looking out of my peripheral vision, right? So I see Shaft buck at Frank. Now they start fighting, tussling and stuff, and people broke it up. Then I saw Frank. I saw him go to his bed, and he got a sock. And everybody knows what that is. And now, if you don't know, a soap in a sock is a very popular jailhouse weapon. Now, what you do is you take sock and you fill sock with soap, and you tie it up, and you can swing it, and it'll hurt. I promise you. Now, Frank put it in his pants and put his shirt under his pants. Couldn't see it. So he goes at him again, but this time, boom, he wrapped the sock over his hand. Now, I'm just gonna show you, I don't have any soap or anything like that. I'm just gonna show you a little bit. Okay, so it was pretty much, this is the sock. I mean, it is a sock, but he did like, hold up. He did like this with the soap. I mean, with the sock. Then he commenced up on the back of his head because he tried to tackle him. And Shav goes, "Oh, what the f you hit me with, man?" And he was like, let me get up and I'll show you. Because he had got him on the ground at that point. And the fight was broken up. Now, mind you, there's 2 cameras in this dorm. And the guards were, of course, not watching the cameras. Right? So, later, okay, they forced Shav to move. They forced Shav to move to the front of the dorm so there would be no more conflict. After that, what goes on? Shaft, I'm thinking it's over. You know, he's studying to be a Muslim. He at that point, that was actually the first day that he got his hands on the Quran. So I'm thinking, okay, this is a peaceful guy. But no, I was wrong. Shav did not understand the politics and the rules and regulations of jail. The COs don't run jail, the inmates run jail, especially the young gangbangers, right? So when they put rules and regulations in order, you should probably follow them. And I learned that, and it didn't take much for me to learn that, not at all. So what happens? So the next violation that Shaft committed was people were saying that they were walking in the bathroom and they were seeing Shaft washing his joint, his wiener, his penis, in the sink that we wash our clothes in and brush our teeth. And I never actually filled the sink up with water and washed my face or washed my body like that because that's just unsanitary. But he was washing his penis in the sink. They told him not to do it. He did it twice more. You know, they caught him in the bathroom, told him not to do it. He didn't do it anymore. Boom. It's number 3. Now, there was some people smoking in the bathroom, right? And he walked by, and he thought that somebody was trying to pass him the cigarette, so he stood there, and they were like, what's bro? And he was like, "Oh, I thought y'all said y'all wanted me to hit it." And they were like, "Nah, we didn't." So this guy takes they give you little court juices, little juices that they give you when you go back and forth to court. You know, the little bomb juices, they look like little grenades, has a top in it. So he fills up the juice bottle with water and throws it into the shower area. And it makes a loud boom. And the bathroom echoes like a lot. So they looked at him like, "Bro, what you doing?" He was like, "Man, I just had to let off some steam." And of course, what happens? The CO comes into the dorm, into the bathroom. It's still smoke in the air. It's still people blowing out smoke. And obviously, it smells like smoke because where there's smoke, there's smell, right? And bro, that was some police stuff. "Man, you acting like the police. Why would you do that?" He was, "Man, like I said, I was just trying to let off some steam, man." And they're like, "All right, bro, that's number 3. Number 4, what happens? This okay, so in the bathrooms, you have three places where you can urinate, two places where you can um do a number two, and there's sheets so you can't see anybody sitting down while they're using the bathroom. This one I really didn't understand, but whatever. They told Shaft that he was not to urinate where people. Sorry about that. So Shaft was he was pissing where you were supposed to do a number two, and they told him not to do it. He kept doing it. Okay, now the next offense. Shaft is just not having a good time. But that's the last situation. He was saying that he wasn't used to, peeing in front of other grown men, blah, blah, blah. And there were people who would walk in the bathroom and look at your penis and stuff like that. It made him uncomfortable. So whatever the case is, they told him not to do it. He stopped doing it. Now next, in this jail, right? Do you have calling cards? Now you can stay on the phone as long as the card allows you. It no longer cuts you off at 15 minutes. So what happened was, when you get on the phone, you have to call it. You have to say that you're next, and the person who's after you, it is your responsibility that they make their phone call, that they get on the phone. So when you get off your phone, you're supposed to hang it up, let it hang off the receiver, and go get the person or yell for them to get on the phone. Now, when people would be done with their phone call and hang it up and take it off the receiver and let it hang and go get the person, he would jump in the line and get on the phone. Big no no. And then after that, you know what he would do? He would do something called double dialing. After he would be done with his phone call, he would make another phone call, which you're not supposed to do that now, because your phone calls are pretty much unlimited. You could be on the phone for a full hour. Okay, so when he would get off his phone call for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, he would make another 15, 30-minute call. And this is a problem because if somebody's on the phone for an hour and they're waiting on you and you make another hour phone call, that just inconveniences it for other people. Now, they told him not to do that. He stopped doing it. The last straw was this. And it's not petty, but it's petty. But it is not petty, because it was a rule that everybody's made to follow and nobody is above the rules. The rule was, for the phone, you are supposed to wash your hands and brush your teeth before you get on the phone. And if you have been to jail and you've used the phone, you know why. Because when you're on that phone, you can't really hold it from your face like that. And you can't hear if you do that. And the person on the other line can't hear you. So, wash your hands and brush your teeth. He said he didn't want to do it. They had it. They had it with him at this point. So, that day, they waited for Shaft to use the restroom. And what do you think happened? 3 people ran in, and then 3 more people ran in, and then 3 more people ran in, and they jumped him. And all you just heard was boom, 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 boom. And then everybody ran out and started clapping because they did it perfectly when the football game was on. Then he came out clapping. Yeah, that's all y'all got? Good job, man. 6 people jumped me. I'm still standing. Now, these are young people that really don't understand impulse control, right? So he provoked a fight with one person in front of the cameras. Now, when you get in a fight in Cook County, it's a lot worse than getting in a fight on the street. It's called an in-house case. They don't need to have a witness. Why? Because they have everything on camera. So he provoked one person to get in a fight with him, and 4 people jumped him. Now, a person came from behind him named, I don't even want to say his name, but this guy was the same size as me, had a little bit more muscle, and like I just told you, Shaft is 200 plus pounds. He came behind him and tried to pick him up. He couldn't do it. Then what happened? 3 other people joined in on trying to pick this man up. Me, AaroniMoses, I was sitting on the top bunk. And I got down. And I started to walk over there, but I stopped. Something told me, don't go over there. That's none of your business. So I stayed. And all I saw was these 4 people pick this man up. And when I saw his foot go above that top bunk, I knew it was over. I knew at that point, Shaft was not gonna wait.